Stick with Imagination is a really great episode of Barney and Friends. This is the first episode of the 6th season. I'm continuing my journey to watch and review the first episode of every season to see how the show progresses. And at this point, although the children all seem slightly older than they were perhaps at the very first episode, there really isn't that much change. And this episode is action-packed. It packs a lot into a short space of time, and it unlocked a memory in me that I'd completely forgotten about. This is obviously all about imagination, and the reason it's called Stick with Imagination is because a lot of the imaginative play revolves around a stick, which might sound really boring, but I will explain what I mean by that. We also have BJ and Baby Bop in this, so we have a really great cast of characters. The children are all great, all very likeable. Absolutely. Really a really brilliant episode, although there are very few songs in this that I recognised, and the only song that I recognised is Our Friend Barney Had a Band, because it's to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, which I thought was a pretty fun idea, a pretty engaging way to mix up a popular song. And well, we also have the memory that it unlocked, which is a kind of a song that I didn't remember, and it's the lyrics, a spell was cast upon her long ago, and even saying those out loud, the memory is not there. But when Barney was singing those words, it's during a story time, they're dressing up, they're telling a story about a princess in a tower, and when he was singing those words, I just had this memory of singing this at primary school out in the yard, like during outdoor lessons or something like that. So I'm very grateful to this episode for unlocking that memory that I'd completely forgotten. So the actual imagination aspect, they're using this stick to trigger all kinds of fun creative play. A lot of it is focusing on them pretending to be pirates. They have a treasure map. They use the sand pit to bury some treasure. Really great fun. They use it to trigger this imaginary band because the stick is kind of like a flute, and that's how we get the song Our Friend Barney Had a Band, and several other things that I won't spoil in case you want to watch it. So while I don't think most of the songs were that engaging, the only song I really liked was Our Friend Barney Had a Band. I don't even know if I like the song The Princess Slept for 1,000 Years, but I do, the memory it triggered was quite special. But aside from that, it's actually very fun, it's creative, it's something that a lot of young children can replicate. Most children like sticks. I know I'm generalising, but I think most of us have at some point found a stick that we particularly like, whether we're playing outdoors or, walking through a woods or whatever. And you can do all sorts of things and pretend to be all sorts of people. And I think that's such something that's they can replicate at home rather than just in the schoolroom. You don't really need that many art supplies or anything for it. It's basically all about the power of imagination. They do pretend camping at one point, which I think is... Well, I love the idea of pretend camping. I don't love the idea of real camping, so that would have appealed to me a lot more. Definitely a really quality episode that I can see would appeal to children a lot, and I have to thank it for unlocking that rather beautiful, if still slightly vague, memory.